humane transportation of animals.
Prosecution counsel, are you aware that this is the case?
My lord, I was just trying to establish that in spite of these laws being in place, farmers still use these practices to save time and cost and therefore profit from and...
Prosecution counsellor, we are not here to right all of the world's wrongs. Change your line of questioning or offer your witness for cross-examining. I thought you, of all people, would be aware of the time factor here.
Yes, my lord. So, Catherine, once the calves are taken away, then you are left with the milk, which the farmer profits from.
Yes, that's right. The farmer exploits me by taking much more milk than a calf would ever need. I continue producing milk way past the time a calf would stop drinking. I dread the daily milking. It's equivalent to a human running 6 miles daily. The milking process itself reduces our lifespan. You see, whereas my great-grandmother lived until she was 20, I will die before my 6th birthday, and most of the time I will be pregnant through artificial insemination.
Thank you, Kathy. I'd like to now come to another item in your report, where you raise further complaints about the farmer and talk about the way members of your family are killed, in that they are skinned alive.
Yes, sir. This fate is worse than death itself. With agonizing pain, it leads to death, but in an extremely slow way.
I am sure that your information is correct, but since this could be happening in an abattoir many miles away, could you explain to the court briefly how you know about this?
It was Sir Paul McCartney who said, if abattoirs were made of glass, we would all be vegetarian. We are here humans who feel our pain and discuss this in our presence, and animals who have witnessed this have told us the horrors. I urge every member of this jury to visit an abattoir to see it for themselves.
Thank you, Kathleen. Your witness?
Kathy, you live in the picturesque island of Jersey, don't you?
Yes, sir.
You look very healthy, and we can all see that you're well fed, aren't you?
Yes, I eat the grass.
Shh, Kathy. Just answer the question, please. Don't give us a running commentary. So you live in the beautiful natural environment of Jersey. You're fed extremely well, and from your comments, and I quote, the milking process reduces our lifespan. This shows you're happy. Otherwise, why would you want to live a longer life if it was miserable? My question to you, Kathy, is this. Why are you complaining?
It's not like that, sir. I have the grass every day, but...
Exactly. You eat very well every day. Your cousins in Asia and Africa would think that all their prayers had been answered if they were in your place. Their bodies are just skin and bones. And yet, you continue complaining. How very sad. Okay, Kathy, let me move on to another point you mentioned. Could you please explain to the court what will happen if you are not milked every day?
Well, that would begin with discomfort, similar to having a bladder full, but not being able to pass water. After a while, this becomes very, very painful.
So, the farmer actually helps you when he milks you daily, doesn't he?
Well...
Yes or no? Is it not true that the farmer is actually helping you by milking you?
Well, if you put it that way, yes.
Thank you. Kathy answered yes. That is all I needed. Let it be recorded that if the farmer milks Kathy daily, otherwise it will lead to a great deal of discomfort for her. Right. I want to move on to your comments about some of the cows being skinned alive. Could you please tell the court if anesthesia is administered to numb the body prior to skinning?
Never eat...
Just answer the question, please. Anesthesia costs a great deal of money. But in the case of animal welfare, is it administered or not? Please answer the question. Just a yes or a no will do.
Yes, but...
Thank you. Thank you, my lord.
Prosecution counsel, do you wish to further question your witness?
Yes, my lord. Kathy, we've established that the anesthesia is administered before the animal enters a slaughterhouse?
My lord, I believe the term is correctly known as an abattoir. I'm sure my learned friend is aware of this correct term.
Prosecution counsel, kindly conduct your inquiries in a more formal manner. The recorder will strike out his comments.
Yes, my lord. So, Kathy, before the animal enters the abattoir, is the anesthesia not administered to numb the senses of the animal?
Yes, but it's never enough, and because it's expensive, the very basic amount is used. Secondly, not enough time is given before the skinning starts. A cow is expected to walk its final few steps before becoming incapable, so they are usually quite conscious when it starts.
That'll be all, my lord. Thank you, Captain.
Defence counsel, do you wish to further cross-examine the witness?
My lord, I have no further questions. I rest my case.
Thank you, Captain. You may be the witness stand. Prosecution counsel, would you like to call your final witness? I hope you are aware that time is against you.
Yes, I do appreciate that, my lord. I'd like to call up now Chelsea the chicken.
I swear to speak the truth, nothing but the truth.
Hello, Chelsea. Are you okay? You seem exhausted. And you can still smile. You seem exhausted. Is everything all right? We can also note that a part of your beak is missing. And you are covered in dried blood. Can you please explain this?
I'm what is known as a battery hen. I'm kept in the room with thousands of other hens. The lights are left on 24 hours a day. I'm kept in a cage just large enough, but I can never sleep properly nor stretch my wings. Here, a lot of hens get very stressed, and so to stop them from hurting one another, our claws are pulled out and our beaks are cut to stop us from pecking one another.
My lord, my client the farmer has already explained at a great length about this. If this were not done, the birds would hurt themselves. It's for their own welfare.
My lord, if I may, I shall prove to the court that the welfare of the hens is not in the farmer's heart. His only concern are for his profit.
Okay, get to the point. You have barely a few minutes left.
Right. Chelsea, could you briefly explain to us about the conditions of a battery hen farm?
We are deprived of sleep, hens either crying, bleeding, or begging to be freed. Some are calling out for help for the chicks that are crushed to death daily. Then there's the strong stench. My short life will begin and end in the cage. There are two conveyor belts. One will carry grains after throughout the day, and the other conveyor belt is for all the eggs we lay and for our food.
I beg your pardon?
Let the court be known and the jury be aware that bird droppings fall in the same place as freshly laid eggs.
Objection, my lord. My client the farmer goes to great lengths to make sure that the eggs are clean before they're ready to be sold. Must we really cover the same ground again?
My lord, we now not only have a case of hens living a tortured life, but we have a case of freshly laid eggs in close proximity to waste, causing a danger to humans too.
Objection overruled. Prosecution counsel, you may continue.
Right. Thank you, my lord. Now, Chelsea, if it is true that the eggs are cleaned and rinsed, then what is the problem?
Well, when an egg is freshly laid, the shell is semi-soft by having the food.
Yes, bird droppings, go on.
Yes, by having that near the eggs, it can sometimes contaminate the eggs.
Objection, my lord. This cannot be verified. There is no evidence to prove this.
Prosecution counsel, can these claims be substantiated?
My lord, salmonella is a clear case of when bird droppings are mixed with freshly laid eggs. The human being is infected by these eggs once it eats them,